of the season behind a 42-point performance by Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum chipped in with 16 points, but it was Brown's 7 of 10 performance from behind the arc that spearheaded Boston's win over Memphis. All right, now we bring him in. Kendrick Perkins here with us. And Kendrick, I'll start with you here. Who do you believe is the best player on the Celtics roster today?
Well, Charlie, with all due respect to Jason Tatum, I'm a huge fan of Jason Tatum. I think he's a rising star in this league. But so is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Boston Celtics, best all-around player. And now the only edge that Jason Tatum had over Jaylen Brown was his ability to get buckets. Jaylen Brown has took that next step. It's nothing Jaylen Brown can't do offensively that no one else can do in the league. He has zero flaws in his offensive game. He has a mid-range package. He can slash to the basket. He could drive to the basket with his right or left hand, finish strong at the rim. His three-point percentage is up. And here's what I knew when I knew that Jaylen Brown took the leap that he is an elite player in this league. It's not this sample size that we're seeing right now. It's what he did last year in the bubble, in the postseason. He was the most consistent player on the Celtic team last year. When Gordon Hayward went out, it was his time to step up. Just think about what he did before the pandemic, averaging 20 points a night and not getting a single play call for him. He was the fourth option, shooting 50% from the field. So coming into this season, it's a reason why in the preseason I picked Jaylen Brown to win Most Improved Player, because I said, one, finally Gordon Hayward is gone and is finally out of his way. Two, Kemba is hurt. We're going to watch Jaylen Brown emerge into the superstar that he is. And in my opinion, not only is he excellent on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, he's one of one. Could switch 1 through 5 pick and rolls, and is one of the best elite defenders at the wing position that we have in this league. So when I'm looking at this Boston Celtic team, it's no doubt in my mind, with all due respect to Jason Tatum, but Jaylen Brown is the best player on the Boston Celtics.
I don't disagree with you that it's close, but I don't think that that Jaylen Brown has taken the mantle just yet. And I'm not wrong in that. I understand that your basketball experience gives you a little more insight, or a lot more insight than I have. No, I'm not. I'm not wrong. You're not disagreeing with me. You're disagreeing with the whole Celtics organization. You're disagreeing with Brad Stevens. Like, if you watch those games, you said it yourself. Jason Tatum has more plays.
Trong giấc mơ chỉ toàn người khóc, người vui, người điên. Trên áng mây cao là hoàng hôn, thổn thức tim tôi. Vẫn một góc phố đông chiều mưa, tôi nhìn quanh chỉ thấy xe cộ ngang treo. Không đợi nhau, không trông chờ nhau, không tìm nhau như trong...
Call for him. You know why? Because they think he's better. They think that he's better. That's why they give him the ball. And you talk about who's the best player. At the end of games, we find out who teams really believe in, who teams really trust in those clutch situations and close situations. Jason Tatum outscores Jaylen Brown. He almost doubles him up, 142 to 75 in those situations. And his field goal percentage, don't even try to pull that, because I looked that up too. He has a higher field goal percentage in those situations. It's not just about volume. He shoots at 44% in them to Jaylen Brown's 40% in those situations. And he has a higher usage rate, which to me suggests that Brad Stevens, Danny Ainge, everybody in that building believes that he is a better player, and I agree with them. I think it's very close. Maybe Jaylen Brown is the most improved player, but there's a long step from most improved player to best player on the team.
No, and here's where you're wrong. Just because in the clutch time that your number is called doesn't mean that you're the best player. Like I said, Jaylen Brown just had to wait his turn. Kyrie Irving was in Jason Tatum way. When Kyrie Irving left, then Jason Tatum was able to emerge. Here's the thing. You're talking about everybody in the Celtic organization. Guess who's tied to the Celtic organization more than anybody in the media? Yours truly. So when you think of this, right, these rumors that we've been hearing about, oh, it's possible that the Celtics are now looking to trade for James Harden, guess who name comes about? Jaylen Brown. Guess why the trade haven't happened? Because they value Jaylen Brown that much. By the way, James Harden is an MVP candidate. Why wouldn't they pull the trigger so fast? Because they know that this guy is on the verge of shocking the world, like people like yourself, and showing you that he is on that elite level of Jason Tatum. And you talk about usage rate, he was the fourth option. Go check the usage rate right now and see what's the usage rate for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, for Jaylen Brown this season.
That's fine.
Dominique, what you saying? I don't care if you leaning and rocking
he's the fourth.
Chair. What you saying?
he was the fourth option. That's fine. You know what? It's different when you're the number one option. Like you're in a different situation. And back to your trade conversations. I believe that they are calling, asking about Jaylen Brown, and I believe that the Celtics are saying, no, we can't come off of him because he is too good. You know who they ain't asking about? Jason Tatum, because they know that is a wasted time. Time is too precious to waste time bringing up names that you know they won't even consider. Jason Tatum is untouchable in that organization. The Rockets know that. Everybody knows that. When you call and make a trade, you better shoot for Jaylen Brown because you ain't going to get a call back if you say Jason Tatum.
And guess what happened? Guess what happened? The Rockets found out that Jaylen Brown is untouchable too. And this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Trong giấc mơ chỉ toàn người khóc, người vui, người điên. Trên áng mây cao là hoàng hôn, thổn thức tim tôi. Những ngày qua tôi ngồi lặng thinh, cùng mấy cuốn sách dở dang chưa đọc hết. Nhưng ký ức tôi ngỡ đã qua. Mà đường giữa đám.
He is showing us who he is. Right now, he's leading the team in scoring, averaging 28 points a game on 50%, on 56% shooting. And when you look at what Jaylen Brown is doing, he is this season right now, he's playing at a different pace than any other Celtic player on the team right now. He's in more physical shape. His pace is different. The way that he's attacking the basket. Hey, Foxy, do you know what my side job is? Despite of working for ESPN.
What's that? What's that?
I work for the Boston Network. I do the Boston play-by-play. I do the inside.
So that means you remember last year when Jason Tatum was blacking out. So you remember that too.
Did you watch the Celtic game? Not last night when he had 42 points in 3 quarters. But did you watch the Celtic game against the Indiana Pacers when time and time again, Jaylen Brown kept them alive, come up with the big steals in the big moments, and now he's just getting his credit. You can roll your eyes. I ain't going nowhere. My wife roll her eyes at me every day. I don't care about that.
You picking one game or or 4 games at the beginning of the season, and that's supposed to make me believe he's better. I'm sorry, Charlie. Go ahead.
Look, we got to drop this conversation, but we do also have to bring in another very talented woman on the First Take cast this morning. Kimberly Martin back with us because, guys, the minutes are winding down. 2020, thank God, is almost over. So I want to know, Kimberly, starting with you, what is your bold sports prediction for 2021?
This is so bold, Charlie, that I know people are going to hit me up. People around the league like,
Dream
this ain't
big,
going to
baby.
happen. But I want to see Sam Darnold with the Steelers. Here's why. Because I have watched so many young Jets QBs go to Florham Park and have their careers die. I don't think Sam Darnold is done as a QB, but I do not believe the Jets can resurrect Sam Darnold and salvage his playing career. He needs to go somewhere where he goes to an organization that has a culture of winning, a long-established culture of winning, a good head coach, and a QB he can learn from. Sam Darnold needs to learn, watch, reset, not be on the field for anybody. And Ben Roethlisberger, he's on his last year, and they have to move on as well.
All right, Perk, you're up next.
You know what I'm going with? I'm going with the Buffalo Bills are going to win this year's Super Bowl. Here's why. I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I'm talking football. Because you have a guy like Josh Allen, an MVP candidate, who is showing us that he should be mentioned in the name with the top quarterbacks. Their offense is superb. Stephon Diggs is doing his thing out there. He is balling out of control. But you know what else? Their defense.
Trong những bài hát ước gì tình yêu chỉ như làn sương mong manh tan theo vui đùa trong phút chốc vì ta còn trăm ngàn lo nghĩ vấn vương sao ngồi đây lo nghĩ một con người.
Is on point. They are locked down. When you watch their linebackers play, they sideline to sideline, and the way that they're able to fill in those gaps are phenomenal to watch. And by the way, the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, are playing the best football right now. And that's what you want to do going into the postseason is be hitting your peak, and they're hitting their peak. They look like a family. They look like they enjoy one another. And I'm predicting them to win the Super Bowl, and I'm not even a Buffalo Bills fan.
Well, but
Well, they
you're from
love you
Texas,
now
so
in
I think
Buffalo.
that's enough football acumen. Being from Texas is
Dom,
enough
what do
football
you say?
acumen for you to be able to give that analysis. So I'm going to switch sports, too. I'm going to go over to basketball, and I think that the Phoenix Suns go to the playoffs this year. They started out this season pretty well. They looked good in the bubble, and then they added Chris Paul. Obviously, with Bridges, Ayton, Booker, and adding Crowder, like this team, I think is very talented. They haven't had much success in the city of the sun in quite some time, but I think that this year they step it up. They keep this good play going throughout the course of the season, and they break this playoff drought. They might even win a round, maybe.
Finally, you said something right. Finally.
All right, I'm gonna go the football route. And Kimberly, I'm kind of following along the same lines as you. I am going to make the prediction that Carson Wentz will be headed to the Indianapolis Colts, my Indianapolis Colts. He is going to have a turnaround season, unlike what we've seen from this year. He also is going to lead the team to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I said it. 2022 at SoFi Stadium. We're all going to be in LA. It's going to be a packed stadium. We're not going to be wearing masks. The fear of COVID is no longer with us. Guys,
Wow.
it's all about being bold. What do we have to lose? This year has
real
been
bold.
crazy.
I
But it's almost
know
over.
Dan
We're hours
Orlovsky-
away.
I know Dan Orlovsky is doing somersaults right now. Jay.
Yeah,
My
shout
God,
out to Dan. Shout out to everybody, guys. 2020